When you go to architecture school, you're designing all these cool things. You're designing libraries, you're designing, civic centers, you're designing like new mixed use buildings. When you get into architecture in the real world, after you've graduated, you're not licensed, you're not designing things that are at that creative level. You're usually doing, CAD, detailing, rivet stuff, window specs. You're supporting architecture in a more technical way. They don't give you a museum design right out of school. Mm-hmm. But in filmmaking, you can get pretty creative pretty fast. If you team up with an actor and a director of photography, you can put together a little storyline where you're in the lead and you're controlling the creativity at a young age. So architecture is a gray hair profession, they say, But someone like Quentin Tarantino or Robert Rodriguez, even George Lucas and Spielberg, they were doing, I would say, what an architect can do when they're 60, they were doing when they were 25, maybe 30, maybe 35. So I think that actually drew me more to filmmaking. You can be more creative a lot younger. Mm-hmm. And it's more of an art form, where building, especially in California, is, it's like a commerce. It's a product. It needs to be sold. It needs to be marketed. It needs to be regulated on how it's built. Mm-hmm. You have to have a team of people together. You have to have building permits. You have to have neighborhood feedback. And filmmaking doesn't have any of that. You can do it. And you can do it when you're young. I think architecture is just it's just, people don't realize it, but it's a pretty regulated profession. So when you're designing, a front of a building, you may have a design pretty quick, but then you're spending a lot of time figuring out how the handicap access ramp works, how the fire sprinklers plug in, how the parking works. So in filmmaking, it's not regulated. If you have an idea, all right, I want this guy to kick down the door and blast everyone with his AK-47, you can set that up and go do that. Right. In architecture,